I grew up in a one-room apartment. Not the kind you see on Instagram, not the kind with minimalist vibes or soft lighting. I'm talking about a single room where everything happened. We slept there, we ate there, we argued there, we cried there. That room wasn't small just in size, it was small in opportunities, small in comfort, and sometimes small in hope. But that one room built everything I am today. Childhood, where life started too early. My earliest memories aren't toys or birthday parties, they're sounds. The sound of my father's alarm going off before sunrise. The sound of my mother quietly packing food so she wouldn't wake us up. The sound of neighbors through thin walls, reminding us we weren't alone in struggling. I didn't have my own bed. I slept on a mattress on the floor. During the day, that mattress was rolled up to make space. At night, it came back down. That was normal for us. I didn't know we were poor. I just thought this was how life worked. Understanding poverty too young. The first time I realized we were different was at school. Other kids talked about vacations, about new shoes, about video games. I stayed quiet because I didn't want to explain why I wore the same shoes every day, why my lunch was always the same, why I never invited anyone over. How do you explain a one-room apartment to a kid who's never seen one? You don't. You just smile and stay silent. Parents, the real heroes. My parents never complained. That's the part people don't talk about. They were tired, they were stressed, but they never made it our problem. My father worked long hours doing jobs people don't brag about. My mother stretched every dollar like it was magic. I saw sacrifice before I understood the word. And even then, they believed. They believed that this wasn't permanent. The shame, the part that hurt most. Poverty isn't just about money. It's about shame. It's about pretending you're not hungry, pretending you don't care, pretending you're fine. I learned how to say, "I'm good," very early, because asking for more wasn't an option. School, my escape and my prison. School was strange. On one hand, it was my escape. On the other, it reminded me of what I didn't have. I worked hard, not because I loved school, but because I was scared. Scared of ending up stuck, scared of repeating the same life. Fear became my fuel. The one moment that changed me. There was one night I'll never forget. I overheard my parents talking quietly. They were worried about bills, about rent, about the future. That night, I made a promise. Not out loud, not dramatically, just silently. I told myself, this ends with me. Teenage years, working before dreaming. While others were hanging out, I was working. Small jobs, long hours, little pay. But every dollar meant something. I learned responsibility early. I learned discipline before confidence. I didn't have luxury. I had urgency. Failing quietly. Here's the truth people don't post. I failed a lot. I tried things that didn't work. I trusted people I shouldn't have. I doubted myself more than once. But quitting wasn't an option, because going back to that one room wasn't either. Young adulthood, the hardest phase. This was the hardest part. Not childhood, not poverty, but the in-between, when you're no longer a kid, but you're not successful yet. Bills are real, pressure is real, doubt is loud. I almost gave up. More than once. The turning point, not luck. Success didn't come suddenly. There was no viral moment, no overnight miracle, just consistency, learning, failing better. One opportunity led to another. Slowly, things changed. The first real win. The first time I made real money, I didn't celebrate. I sat in silence because I realized something powerful. I wasn't lucky. I was prepared. Looking back, the room that built me. I went back to that one-room apartment once, stood there quietly. Same walls, same size, but I was different. That room didn't break me, it trained me. Success, what it really means. Success isn't money, it's freedom. Freedom from fear, freedom from survival mode, freedom to choose. And I earned that. Final message to the one watching this. If you're watching this from a small room, from a hard life, from a place that feels temporary but painful, listen carefully. Your starting point does not define your finish. That room is not your destiny. It's your training ground. Ending line, strong and memorable. I grew up in a one-room apartment, but I built a life that no room could ever limit.